This is a really special week for me because I have been in game development for 10 years this week, right now. If this isn't time for a party, I don't know what is. Oh, ugh. Oh yeah. Hey. And looking back at last year, I start to wonder, exiting my own company, going solo. Exiting? What is exiting? Oh my god. I mean, exiting my own company, of course. Why do I even stick with game development? I think to answer this question, I need to go back in time to remember why and how I even got into game development in the first place. A little disclaimer. I remembered I have had 3 insane moments of absolute pure luck. Without these events, I don't think I would ever gotten into game development in the first place. When I was young, I always had an interest in technology and I wanted to know why and how everything worked. Like many kids, I always played with Lego, and it really triggered me to not only follow the guidebook and then play with the results, but to invent stuff myself and then build upon and iterate further upon the results. I guess this is also the reason why when we got our first PC at home, I didn't only play games on it, but I often tried to improve them by installing modified graphic drivers or trying to increase the sometimes very long loading times of the games. I think I never succeeded, but I loved the trying of it. When I look back at this, it seems so obvious that I had to find a job or at least a study in the direction of computer engineering or programming. But at the time, it was generally believed that sitting behind your PC the whole time would give you square eyes. And it was just a wasteful hobby. And I was a fool without a clue, and I never even thought about the possibility of pursuing an education in computer sciences or games. It was only much later, after a failed year of doing mechanical engineering, for which I'm way too dumb. And I was 2 years into my next study called media design. And then I was handed the opportunity to do an internship at Little Chicken, one of the coolest game studios in the Netherlands. They really didn't have a clue what I was going to do there, and I didn't have a clue as well because I couldn't write code. Well, maybe a little bit of ActionScript 3 for Flash. I couldn't do 2D or 3D art, so this is the first one of those random luck events that made me suddenly starting an internship at the coolest and most desired internship spot for game development in the Netherlands without any experience of game development whatsoever. These 5 months of internship at Little Chicken shaped my whole future. I was thrown in the deep and well, just like any internship, by the way, but I couldn't write a single line of code. But luckily, I had a few fellow interns, and they were really kind, and they taught me the basics of programming and C Sharp and JavaScript. And this was the first time I got in contact with Unity. And it was awesome. You'd think that this would have been an epiphany, and suddenly I knew what to do, and I had to just finish my study in media design and go back to Little Chicken, request a job, which often happens for interns, and I live happily ever after. But no, I didn't. And yes, I am a fool. I struggled to finish my study. And then I got offered a job at a company, a startup, who focused on web apps because they believed web apps would be the future of mobile phones. No, it wouldn't. And after 2 hellish months working there, event number 2 of pure random luck happened. During the last 2 years of my study, I part-timed as a freelancer creating websites for clients. And exactly 10 years ago this week, one of my then clients asked me if I could create a game for him, which he could use as a marketing tool to sell his products. I said yes, quit my job, and then found myself having a bit of an issue. Well, I could develop in Unity a little bit by then, but I still couldn't do art. So I needed a partner. Back then, I lived in a big house with 16 other people, students or ex-students, and one of them, Matt, he could draw a little bit. Sorry, Matt. But he was willing to invest his time and effort into learning to draw and creating this project for this client. And so Alterego Games was born. Now there's a thing I would like to point out here, because lately I see a lot of videos on YouTube with titles like "Should you start game development in 2024?" or "Why you shouldn't do game development in 2024?" And well, let me tell you, 10 years ago, for every indie company that was started, 5 others would fail. And the Kickstarter platform had just reached its peak with some epic successes and was now filled with gold diggers trying to kickstart their product. And the industry looked saturated, just like it does now. I think there's absolutely nothing holding you back from starting game development in 2024. A few days ago, I got into an argument with somebody where I told them that I would advise everyone to follow their dreams, because if you don't, I think you will regret it. Then they said that I was selling an opportunistic dream and that I should stop talking because I would ruin everyone. The market was too saturated to do anything other than fail. Yes, alright. Random event of pure luck number 3 happened right after we finished our first project, and it came in the form of a massive work-for-hire project that would sustain Alterego Games for the coming years. But I still believe that if we didn't follow our dreams first, then we'd never planted the seeds needed to be able to grasp this massive business opportunity. If you really want to do something, and I mean really want to do something, then you just need to start doing it, or at least plant enough seeds that if and or when the opportunity arises, that you can grab it. I'm not saying that you should take all the risk in the world, but if you don't take any risk, it'll probably never happen. It did stay a constant struggle for Alterego Games to break even financially, but very slowly we found creative ways to stay alive and even grow a little bit. And well, we even found ways to develop our own entertainment games, like first Woven, then Sanity of Morse, and lastly City of Springs. And then, of course, just shy of 10 years, Alterego Games and I, well, we didn't fit together anymore. I think it was time for a new chapter. I'm not sure if this is just life happening or if this is random event number 4 happening. Only time will tell. But when I look back, I'm very happy that I decided to go my own way, start my own company, quit it after 10 years, then go do my own thing again, creating Cyberdam and sharing my experiences in these videos. It somehow just feels right. Alright, enough retrospect. It's time to do some actual work. Now, I need to be working on Cyberdam and you know it. As always, please like and subscribe this video, and I will see you next week.